Offline review for bicko. Nocturne versus Diana. Let's get right into it. Okay. Looks like this game we're going to be starting Raptors. Very normal on Nocturne. Don't forget, or if you don't know, I'll tell you now, the rule of starting Raptors on any champion is the rule is you must be on your Raptors when they respawn. If you're late to your Raptors or you're low, then an enemy jungle is able to invade them or take them. That's really, really bad. So if you're going to do this, probably look to base. It depends on mid. If you have like winning mid, then you could just do right now. You could just do like scuttle into Raptors. If your mid's losing, or if your jungle matchup's hard early, then you could just base right now, so you could get like double longsword or like longsword health crystal, and then you run straight to your Raptors, right? But it looks like mid's kind of low, so here I think once you take scuttle, I would just either immediately base right now. I'd probably just immediately base run to Raptors. I think there's not really a point to gank just because let's look at the conditions. Maybe this works, but first of all, it's Zed. If this was like a Xerath, I think this gank is completely it works because he's immobile, no dashes, no nothing. But Zed will always just walk here and W over the wall. So this guy will never die ever. You'll never even get his flash. And all this does is maybe you chase after him, or maybe Diana's here in the bush and she counter ganks, or something happens, and you get chunked, or you have to base, and you get your Raptors taken, respawn Raptors, then it's really bad. Because again, the rule of starting Raptors is you must be there on spawn and you must get them. If they get your respawn Raptors, it's really bad. In that case, you better off just starting route buff, and then you'd have no risk of losing your camps early game, right? This guy just W's away, and now don't chase, just run back to your Raptors. Okay, good. Again, Nivea is low. Oh, wow. Okay. That's actually funny. Yeah, so this is, you probably just have to base now. There's no way you can fight Raptors. Nivea is obviously 1 HP. You're half, she's full. It sucks, trust me, it really does suck. Now you just have to base and run to your Krugs because there's no way you have no first, and you have no smite. Did you smite the crab? Okay, you use two smites on your clear. Normally, you never use two smites on the clear as well. Normally, you use your first smite. I didn't notice this. You use your first smite here, and then the second smite, you just don't use second smite. You just kill Gromp normally. You kill blue normally. You don't smite blue. There's no point to smite it. If you're gonna smite it, smite at the very end. Don't smite at the very start, because what's stopping Diana from randomly skipping her camp and being here? I know it's like random, but she technically could be in this bush. Why not, right? But yeah, never. Usually, you never double smite when you're clearing. Um, So in that case, you'd also, yeah, just don't double smite, and then you'd have smite here. Because even if you didn't take this bad trade, and then now you're half HP, and your mid's half HP, or sorry, your mid's 1 HP, but let's say you were full HP and your mid was full HP. Let's say nothing went wrong. What's stopping this guy from invading your Raptors anyways, and just having smite advantage? He has smite, you don't, right? What's stopping him from just smiting it away? So it might be like, oh, the only reason why I lost this is because I got chunked, because I went mid. So the lesson to learn here is don't go mid. Because even if you didn't do that, this still would have went badly, right? You still have no smite, you still have no way to stop this from happening, right? Um, so I think A, don't use double smite, and B, when again you have to adapt to enemy champions. If it's a Xerath or an Ash mid or something like that, then sure go for the gank. When it's something like a Zed or a LeBlanc, unless you see them use their W or their dash ahead of time, it's kind of just a complete waste of time. So, and here and afterwards, it's time to just lick your wounds, do your Krugs on spawn. Krugs just spawn. You can start Krugs right now. After Krugs, you can base. You'll have 1,000 gold still. But I think this is, I'm not sure if this is tilt or you're just like, pissed that you took your camp. But it's time to just accept the L and just be okay with just doing Krugs and then basing. Because obviously, fighting a Diana is not in your best interest. So yeah, let me do Krugs. We're in a pretty bad spot now. I think here, okay, base. This is good. This is from the previous coaching session I told you to do, so that was good. I'm glad you remembered. Says roaming. This actually should look pretty good. Walk to our teammates so they can help us. Nice. You live. He dies. He ended up dying anyways. Nice. Went to our Raptors. Nice. You prioritize Scuttle because you're like, oh, I don't want him to take the Scuttle, but I also don't want him to take your Raptors. The Dragon. I don't think. I just don't like that. I think you just full clear down normally. I think you should do Raptors, then Red, then Krugs, then you'll get level 6. As we know, Nocturne is spikes to level 6. You don't really want to fight pre-6. I also say that anytime you pull an objective, you should be pulling objectives based off a clear advantage. Clear advantage could be item advantage, level advantage, number advantage, ult advantage, summoner spell advantage, right? You don't have any of these. You don't have ult, you don't have flash, um, you don't have better items than the enemy. Your mid laner actually has no mana, so your mid laner actually has to base. You can identify your mid has no mana even right now. He has no mana, right? That's not like a new occurrence, right? Um, so I just don't like this dragon pool. You got it, nice, but you die. Assume your teammates will die too. Yeah, Philios dies too, and Lux at the flash. So I end up doing 2 for 1. Honestly, 2 for 1 dragon is really not that bad. But if Diana's here earlier, it's not even like guaranteed that you get the dragon. It could be 50-50, right? Diana's just late. I think Diana could have been walking this entire time. She just stood here trying to queue. If she was walking with Zed, this would be 50-50. And then if you obviously lose the dragon and 2 for 1, then it would be really bad. But again, I think to have a more clear like goal setting here, or improvement arc here, is just your champion spikes at 6. It's very rare you want to be forcing fights pre-6. We could say the same thing about fighting at Raptors level 4. We could say the same thing about pulling Dragon now. I see no reason why you can't just do Raptors, Red, Krugs, either base by longsword and then go here, or just go, Krugs to Scuttle. Then after that, then you can pull the Dragon. By then you'll be level 6. By then Anivia will be back from base with full mana, right? Because she has to base because she's no mana, and then that we could take him more. But then if Skull's gone, then it's okay. It happens. I think I'd rather prefer 3 top camps over Skull any day of the week. Another reason why this is bad is I've already discussed why if they fight us better or earlier it's bad. What if they just give us the dragon and then Diana just takes your entire top side? She takes your Raptors right now, Red right now, Krugs right now. No one's Mordekai's not defending it, Navia's in base. There's no reason why she can't be on your Raptors right now. If you lose your entire topside, jungle is officially over. Because she's going to hit level 7 from your top camps, and you're just going to be homeless, right? Like, you're only going to have your bot camp, she's going to get the grubs, because she's going to have a level advantage on you, right? Um, it's just that would be, I see that as even worse than what happened. If she takes your entire side, you're a full clear jungler who needs to be high levels to be useful. If she's already up 10 CS, if she takes your entire top side, she'd be up around 25 CS, and it's just way too much, right? So I think bad dragon pool, just play for your camps. Kind of the same as before. Again, if this is like a Xerath or an Ashe or a Jinx, a Vel'Koz, right? This is fine to go for. You just have to, champion specific stuff matters a lot in League. If anything, it matters more than other stuff. This champ, he is playing a completely safe champion. He's playing a Zed. He can W over walls. His W is a low CD. Looking to ult this guy makes no sense, right? We have 5 camps up. We have Krugs up. We have Raptors up. We have Wolves up. We have Blue up. We have Gromp up, right? I have a rule. I have a rule for, I call it Chad Jungle's 4 rules of the question is, when can I skip? I'm gonna say it out loud. I'm not gonna type it out. When can I skip camps to gank? I have 5 camps up. When is it acceptable to skip camps to gank? That's the question. You need 2 out of 4 of these 4 bullet points I'm about to tell you. Okay, you need 2 out of 4 of them. Check mark. Right. A is, are they pushed? Right. Pushed is the imaginary line directly to the map. In this case, it's right here. This is the middle of the lane, right? Are they pushed? He actually is. So yes, you have 1 out of 4 right now. Awesome, right? Are they low? Low is below is half or lower. They are not. He's full HP. Okay. Do you have hard CC, right? Do you are playing Vi? Can you Vi ult? Can you Jarvan EQ into ult? Stuff like that. Do you have a Galio who can ult on your ult and then, have taunt and E? Do you have CC? Not really. Fear doesn't really count. It's your only CC, and he can always break your fear with his E with his W or his ult. So you don't have CC. He's not low. Sorry, my mom's calling me. Let me cancel that phone call. And then 4 are is the champ mobile. If the champ's immobile, like, no dashes, no speed ups, no nothing, then sure. The champ's champ's immobile, like no dashes, no speed ups. Then you can go for it. If the champ is mobile, like they have, LeBlanc W, ZW, stuff like that, then no. This guy, he's not immobile. He's very mobile. So right now you're only hitting 1 out of 4. You need 2 out of 4 for me to tell you you are allowed to skip your camps to go for a gank. 2 out of 4 makes it a high percentage gank. Anything below 2 out of 4, 1 out of 4, 0 out of 4 makes it a very low percentage chance gank. You only want to skip camps for a gank if it's guaranteed, basically guaranteed. In this case, you only hit 1 out of 4. He's only pushed. You have no CC. He's not immobile. He's not low. And who would have guessed he doesn't die? So that's we wasted ult. Normally we could very happily fight this grub fight 3v3 with our top side, but now with no grubs, there's no way you're pinging you want to do grubs when you have no ult, you have no flash. As you can see, you're level 6, he's level 7, and as I said earlier, you only want to pull objectives based off a clear advantage. You have no clear advantage here. You're actually all I see is clear disadvantages. Your top laner at base, so he's not here in time. You are down an ult to Diana. Actually, she has no ult either, but you just have no ult. You're down a you're down a flash, and you're weaker, just items and levels. You have your lower level, and if we check items, I guarantee you're probably lower items as well. So maybe now when Mordekaiser gets here, maybe he'll 1v9 the fight, but now we're relying on our teammates to win fights for us, which is not a consistent way to play League of Legends. You want to rely on your own strength. You don't want to be like, oh my god, please Mordekaiser come. What if this Mordekaiser is playing mute all and this guy doesn't come to grubs? What if this guy just ran top, right? Then you obviously this would go terribly. Looks like Mordekaiser somewhat saves the day. Ends up being 1-for-1. So if anything, it's still uneven. We didn't even win the fight. It was 1-for-1, but if anything, Mordekaiser lost the entire top wave. So actually, I'd say it was still bad in the grand scheme of things. Um, no, we pull this because our top laner is helping us. Nice. But again, I think this was ended up all working out. But I think as a way to learn lessons, the skipping camps, the gank, skipping camps to force an objective, it's all bad. We need to do objective off a clear advantage. We had none there. We need to skip camps we need to skip camps for a gank if the gank's high percentage chance. The gank was not high percentage chance, right? All these things add up. It's kind of not even the same thing. Like again, we have Gromp up technically here. Let's now technically see. This funny. This gank looks a lot better because it's like now his mobility spell is on CD, and before he was full HP, now he's half, right? So now he's like less pushing this like the middle of the lane. So now he's like on the line. So now we kind of have 2 out of 4. His mobility is gone. I mean, or not gone. It's lowered because his flash still counts as mobility, right? But he's lower. And now, who would have guessed this gank looked way closer to working compared to the last gank? I still don't think it was the reason why it didn't work is because it's still not fully operational, right? It's still not 2 out of 4 fully because he was low. That's one, but he wasn't fully put. He wasn't pushed nearly as much as last time. And yeah, his W was on CD, but he still has ult and flash, which are also still, his ult is still a way of dodging skill shots and teleporting and stuff like that, right? But because he was so low, it obviously the gank looked closer. My mom sent me a text. Sorry, back. Don't think you have the damage to kill this guy at all. He's level 9, you're level 8. You don't have strong. You have 1,000 gold. Um, just not. You're not fed. If you're like fed, maybe 5-0, 4-0, strong items. Sorry, as I was saying, I'm turning my phone off. It's my family. You know how it is. Um, as I was saying, I think again, you're playing like you're strong. You're not strong. You're 0-2. You need to play, play from behind, which is fine. You can get strong in the future, but we're not solo killing a full HP Garen with 1,000 gold in our inventory. Right? We have to base for our Stridebreaker, get some levels, and then maybe we can do some stuff, right? Um, so yeah, farm up a bit. Now we have our ult back up. We play for Herald. Urka is our strongest member, so I think playing with him makes sense. The only problem here is I think here when you see your mid laner dies, now it is Operation leave, 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 leave. Because eventually, right now it's a 2v2. Eventually, it'll be a 2v3. Eventually, Zed will come, and then you won't be able to come, and you'll just be down numbers, right? Which is good. You start leaving. Mordekaiser fights by himself, and then once the fight looks not bad, you reconnect. I think this is good. You might die here, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it's okay. You could W earlier, or I think Smite, Shriebreaker, W. If you Starbreaker and Smite at that in itself might kill a Zed, and if you live, you can do the Herald afterwards, but it's not a big deal. Actually, kind of is a big deal, but it's fine. Now we play for the Dragon objective, spawning in 30 seconds. Nice, get a pointer ult. Nice counter gank, or I guess counter dive. Zed's dead, so now we pull. See, now it makes sense to pull Dragon. It's funny, the one time it makes sense to pull Dragon, you're not pulling it. Now it makes sense to pull Dragon, because look, Zed's dead, right? So you have number advantage. Your mid laner's alive, their mid laner's dead. So if there was a fight here, it's going to be 4v3. You're going to have mid AD carry support. They only have jungle AD support. They have no mid laner to fight here. So this is an example of where I would be happy for you to pull Dragon. You have ult up, you have flash up, you're full HP. You finally caught it back up in the game. Again, their mid laner's dead. So the two times in this game I don't want you to pull the objective because there is no clear advantage. The first Dragon and the grubs, you're pulling it, and now you're not. Finally, now you do, but now you pulled it, and by the time you queue it, like you queue 3, 2, 1, Zed's respawning 1 second. The second you queue it, Zed respawns. If Zed sprints you from base, he will be here in time now. So I think it's funny how it's a bit backwards, right? How you pull when you don't have an advantage, and the second you have a pull advantage, you kind of hesitated to pull it. Looks like we got it in time, thank God. But it is a bit, I hope looking back at it now, you can find it as humorous as I find it. Yeah, everything's just a little bit backwards. But that was actually good. That was probably your first good play of the game. You got the dragon, you got a kill. So it ended up working out. We see bots fighting, so we show up. I think I wouldn't go on Blitzcrank. I would prefer to go on the Diana or the Misfortune here, since they're both in range. You can tell who's in range when you see this icon, right? The wings on either side of them. When they have the wings, they're in range. If they don't have the wings, they're not in range. So in this case, Diana and MF are both in range. Not only would I prefer them because they're carries, I'd also prefer them because they're sticking on top of each other. And Nocturne has a lot of AoE damage. Q's AoE, passes AoE, Shriebreaker's AoE, right? So you actually have a lot of, when people are clumped together, there's actually a lot of extra value to being on them, right? And here I don't know, you're flashing from the boogeyman. You're not, if you're like 1 HP ulting in, sure, you are full HP. You have 2,500 HP. You have a spell shield. You have your teammates all around you. It's a 4v3, like there's 4 of you. You, AD support, and top laner TP. There's 3 of them. So not only do you have number advantage, you also have HP advantage. You're all full HP, Blitz is half HP, right? Number advantage, HP advantage, um, they're all, also keep in mind, they're all like MF can't even see anything. They're all like blind because of Nocturne ult. You are boogeyman scared. I have no idea what you just flashed from. At least take some damage first. Eat some abilities. Eat a Diana Q, eat an MF auto attacks, and then flash out. Right? If you want to burn more abilities you can burn without dying, the better. So I think that was a really bad flash. I think the idea of fighting here is good. I think your ult could have been better. Ult to squishies instead of the tank. Flash didn't have to flash, but the actual so it was execution based. I think the theory of fighting here was really good, right? The execution you might have messed up on, but the actual play of I want to fight bot here, very correct. Sorry, what just happened? I'm like zoned out for a second. What are we doing? Hitting tower. Zed shows up. Okay, honestly, I think this is fine. A lot of coaches would be like, "Oh, you died is bad." Obviously, deaths aren't good, but I think dying for this tower is completely fine. Um, they also sent 2 for you. I think yes, you could just leave and not die for it, but I think this, you have some really strong items off the gold you got. I don't think you didn't have a big shutdown. You didn't waste your ult. You didn't waste your flash. If you had like let's say dragon or baron or something was up and you death means you're dead for the objective, that would be a really big deal. But like there's no objectives up. Half your camps are down. Now they're up, but at the time half your camps are down. I really don't think it's a big deal. I think I like to be pretty strict with mistakes. I mean, as you can tell from me yelling at you earlier this VOD, but I think I'm not. It's asking for perfection is unrealistic. So I think that is an acceptable death, right? This looks really good. Ulting on side lane as Nocturne, exactly what you want to do. I think try to use, try, try to hit the cannon a little bit less. Like obviously when he's ulting you, you have to hit the cannon. But now it's 1, 2, 3. I think you are the cannon 3 times after he popped out of his ult. Let me count one more time. One. Wait, not wait. 1, 2. Okay, so you auto the cannon twice, and here extra. Imagine one extra auto on him, he would die, right? So it's actually a big deal. Auto the cannon one last time, and hit him one more time, he would die. He died anyways, but I think he just trolled. I think if he kept running, he would have lived, or he'd force you to flash after him. So, um, yeah, big deal. I think if you killed him earlier, you would have been able to, like, imagine he's dead right now. You could escape right now, run away, run away, run away, run away. And I don't think their balling would ever, or sorry, his teammates would ever catch up, in time to kill you, and then you would never die. So, I mean, it sounds like it sounds funny. Don't hit the cannon, hit the champion. But that's the really only takeaway I have there. You could use also target champion only to make it easier for you. But in that case, if you just killed Zed earlier by not autoing the cannon, then you would have escaped and not died. So that's I give you some acceptable deaths. That one is less acceptable because it's just from such a silly mistake, right? Okay, let's watch this over. I think you need to ult the misfortune for 2 reasons. A, when you see this, you should just he's already out of the fight. Like he's already gonna die to Philios or Nivea, and then if he doesn't die, he's sorry, my headset cut off. As I was saying, he's already out of the fight. So if either you kill him here, sorry, either Anivia or Philios kill him here, or even if they don't kill him, he's so low that he's never gonna re-enter the fight because he dies to Lydia, he dies to Nocturne Q, he dies to Philios Auto. He's so low that he's either gonna die right now or he's gonna die, or he's just too low to actually play the rest of the team fight. What do I see? I see a immobile carry standing still in an ult animation where they can't dodge out of, right? So I think misfortune. Obviously, you miss your damage. I think if you're on misfortune this entire time, obviously, also if you fear her, you can cancel her ult earlier, right? So she and also right now she's just teammate ends up dying to misfortune autos. But I think here just target position. You also take 1,000 damage diving into MF ult, right? So I think just have to be a little more patient with your ult usage and use it on the mobile carries. I think using on Zed in the side lanes when he's by himself made sense, but now in team fights it's really rare you should be ulting Zed because he has Shadow, W, ult. He has so many different ways of avoiding your damage. I think the immobile champion with no dashes, no invis, no nothing, misfortune. She basically has no way to avoid you. That's your priority target in fights. So I think maybe this one made a difference if you killed him, save the Nivea. Maybe if help your Mordekaiser fight here. If you guys win this fight, you get Soul, which is pretty game winning. I'm not gonna tell you it's guaranteed that you win this fight if you did that. I think the chances definitely increase, but I'd be lying if it's a guarantee. But yeah, that's a pretty big mistake. Just target selection in fights, really, especially when you press tab here, right? When you press tab, as Doctor, you want to focus the carry, focus the threat, you know, who's a bigger threat? The, 3 item 6 kill Zed or the 11 kill 4 item misfortune, right? Not only is she easier for you to kill, but she's also a bigger threat. She's also more fed. So you have double reasons to be focusing her. Okay. Misfortune dies. Spamping Baron, spamping Baron, spamping Baron, spamping Baron, spamping Baron. Oh, there's still a fight going on. Okay, sorry. Let's watch this fight. Q, Strybreaker. Besides forgetting the Strybreaker, you actually played this as well as you could have. You could have Strybreaker at the very end here. Besides that, I don't think this is great from you. I don't see anything you could have done better here. You're just in the mosh pit, but you kind of have to be because if you're not in the mosh pit, then you're not able to help your team. So I think this is great from you. I don't have any complaints for that fight. Okay, Zed over dies. He kills Lux for it. Okay, ult, and again, misfortune, misfortune, misfortune. Okay, misfortune. Yeah, again, I think just bad target selection. I guess I know it's hard because they are all on top of each other. But even earlier, I think you could be Yeah, it is hard, but if you can't see it right now, like before you ult in, like you still have half the duration. So I think really spend your time, try to get your mouse on the icon, and you gonna go into misfortune. Um, yeah, and you flash in place, unfortunately. So yeah, I think it just starts because also if you look at it right now, like Aphelios is ripping their heads off right now, right? Like Aphelios is one-shotting them, one shot, boom, 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 right? So if you can like when you ult in here, he's not in range to auto yet, right? He's still like here. So I think if you kind of can like wait a little bit, you still like another 2 seconds on your ult before you have to select someone. Not only is that going to be easier to select misfortune because we're going to keep wiggling around, but you're also going to give time for Felix to walk up. So then when they're hitting you, Felix can be trading because right now you want them to hit you while Felix is hitting them, but he's not in range yet. So by the time he finally hitting them, you're already effectively dead, right? So again, it's just more of a patience point again and target selection point. Okay, let's go to some of these later team fights. All right, so it looks like your team just got. Sorry, let's look at this one. Okay, pull dragon. I just ult here. As a Nocturne, a cool trick, when Dragon's like 4K, just ult. And keep in mind, the lights turn off, they have no idea what's the Dragon HP, where's Aphelios position, where's Lux position, where's Anivia. They don't see anything. So right now, when Dragon's getting finished off, just ult right now. They won't be able to see anything. Because right now, if you ult, pretty sure from here, she can't see Dragon HP. She has to walk to like here to see Dragon HP, you know? So if you ult early, she can't even smite it. She can't even eat it, you know? But here she gets opportunity to. And also don't swim in MFL once again. That's like second time or third time this game. So I don't really care about 50-50. That's not, if she has a better execute, or at the very least, again, it's 50-50, so it's stupid to complain about 50-50. Or sorry, as a coach to like blame you. I think more importantly is ult earlier, and B, just don't die. It's fine if you lose the dragon, because if she dies and you don't, guess what? The enemy jungle is dead now, and now guess what? You can go pull Baron 45. Not only is it 45, but they have no smite. So now it's impossible to lose Baron because they have no smite. So I think you just have to make sure you don't literally swim in ult. Like just walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. But you're obviously standing still and auto attacking her. So ult earlier, and you might be able to get the dragon. And even after you lose dragon, it's completely fine. You should be guaranteeing getting Baron. Um, because they have no smite. But here your team pulls it without you, and now we have no smite. Also, it's 44. We don't have no advantage because it's 44. So there's no, and then it all just falls apart. They all die. You lose Baron, and now it's a really fucked up game, right? Enemy team has Baron, so they break our base. Go for another pick on Zed. Don't know if his W is up or down, so this is kind of awkward. End up getting his ult. That's pretty good. Not a bad fight. Getting some nice skirmishes. And again, it's good to go on MF once you have your ult up. Again, it's kind of just rushing. Your ult's up in 8 seconds, or sorry, 10 seconds. Just chill a bit, throw a Q on her to break her Edge of Night, and just dance a bit. Wait for Nivea to throw her Q. Wait for Nivea to wall. I think you just need to play more patient. You're kind of just running in, but you're not able to survive her. I know you're like, oh, I need to go now, or she'll hit the inhib. Well, if you die, she'll just get the inhib anyways, right? So at least let's make sure not to die. Good news there is you saw her, she flashed her, so now you should be ulting on her in this dragon fight. Okay, we can't fight dragon, team got caught. But next fight we should be ulting on her, knowing for sure that she's no flash. Again, do not care about going on this Blitzcrank at all. Not only is he not a priority target, I mean, yeah, just NF. Maybe you want to kill someone, go. You could go on this Diana. Garen's even better. What is this? This is Zed. The Diana's on your Aphelios. You can hit that guy. You can hit the half HP Garen. The full HP Misfortune is not the Blitzcrank's the last guy I care about. Because like when you actually get on top of Misfortune like this, you're actually completely fine with her. Because you have Death Stance and Tab Eyes now, right? But I mean, whew, yes, it's a real mess. I'll tell you that. I definitely think now the game is way favored to lose when you have triple inhib and Nexus towers down. It's all just from the previous exchanges of losing Baron because you died to MF ult, missing the smite on thing because you didn't ult earlier. Obviously, there's all the early game mistakes. The game is a complete mess. Um, you guys have to two-man Baron. I think Uniphilius have to two-man Baron while Lux defends the base here. That's the only thing that makes sense. Because you guys need Baron, or they'll just end. But it's again, when they're down to triple inhib next towers, the game is really rough. I think this is the first fight this game you ult on a misfortune, and you see how no one else has hit her, only you, and by yourself, you already got her to half HP. Just keep hitting her, keep hitting her, keep hitting her. Why'd you stop? Boom. No one else hit her. I think Mordekaiser got like one out off on her. Besides that, you basically solo killed her. You could have been doing that for the last 20 minutes. You know? Okay, Elder fight. Oh, nice smite. Good job. I assume you guys win with Elder now. And you win. Nice. I'm glad you won. Crazy game. I think again, there's a lot of stuff we talked about in this VOD. In early game, it was the skipping camps. It's also making sure you're ulting people that are not mobile. Like there's no point to ult a Zed when he could just W away. Target selection and team fights, making sure you're focusing their carry, which is misfortune and stuff like that. When you're doing dragons and they're getting low, a nice Nocturne Chick is ulting so they can't see the dragon HP. You did it at the Elder finally there, by the way. If you noticed that, that was one of the reasons why it looks so much better. Um, I know, I mean, a bunch of other stuff I talked about too. Hopefully you took some notes. But I don't know. I think a big one is in the game, try not to skip camps. I think target selection for Nocturne's a really, really big deal. I think also a lot of times you're kind of scared of the Boogeyman. I think I saw you that time balling, you flashed out when you're full HP. And then also a big one is for objectives. Anytime you're going to do an objective, make sure you're doing objectives based off an advantage. You have a number advantage. You have item advantage. Don't just pull objectives because you feel like it, right? But anyways, if you have any questions, bicko, just message me on Discord just like last time. Otherwise, I'll see you later. Bye bye.